in the Depression era, and I had my mother, father, and 3 sisters. There were 4 of us. And we moved to Charleston, South Carolina before the war in 1941. Had lived in the country before, so we had very little. No running water or anything like that. So when we moved to Charleston, we moved into a project. And it had an inside bathroom and hot and cold running water. It was a marvelous time of my life. I found that even if you have very little, you can always get more. You can have a better life always. And so that's one of the first memories of a good time. And then from there, in my teens, my father was ill most of my life with alcohol addiction. And so my mother was a very strong lady, and there were the 4 of us girls. And my mother was a wonderful role model, which at that time, that wasn't even a saying to have a role model, but my mother was the glue that held this family together. And when I was 17, I graduated from high school. At 18, I married. And I thought, my life is just going great. Everything, I'm happy, I have everything. It is time to move on. And I knew that hard work would mean a lot. If you work hard, there's nothing you can't get. There's nothing that is too far to reach for. And I reached. You don't have to accept what's always given to you. Always look forward. Always look ahead. And there's always something good out there for you. But it takes hard work and determination to get it. So, and that's what I did. There were periods in everybody's life, I'm sure, that aren't the best in the world, but you got to make the best of it. And I was very happy at 18 when I was married, because I thought, oh, I'm in for it now. I can really do good. And I was very happy. Then I had, when I was 20, I had my first child, which ended up being twins. I had 5 children in a little more than 6 years. That started in 1950. In 1962, my husband left me with my 5 children. And I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to raise these wonderful children? I was terrified. And I had an individual tell me, a very good friend, you can feel sorry for yourself if you want to, but nobody else will. So I knew I had to do something. I put my children first, and I got on with my life. I worked hard. I worked at 3 jobs. The twins were 12 years old, and they did most of the babysitting after school so that I could work. I had a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. And I made it. My children, we were happy. I was scared because I really didn't know what I was going to do. But it just takes determination. I had no family that I could depend on because my father was ill. My sisters were all young with young families. So I had nobody that I that could help me. I did it by myself. And so I think that probably was the hardest time of my life. And I knew I had to find a way for me to be happy in order for my children to be happy. And so I worked at it. God was good to me. And with His grace, that brought me forward. My children were raised in church. I mean, we went to church every Sunday. I was an Episcopalian and had gone to church as a child. And so I'm not over religious, but I know that God is always there. And with his help, I made it.